Welcome back to Channel 5 News at noon. When we woke up this morning, there are a few clouds overhead, but now that we look outside, courtesy of Sky 5 in McAllen, you see some thicker clouds overhead, and that's going to continue for this afternoon. They'll continue to thicken up even more as that cold front gets a little bit closer, and then we may actually see a few showers. It will be limited activity, though. Let's check on those temperatures at this hour. In McAllen, 83 degrees, as well as here in Weslaco, Raymondville, and in Harlingen. It's also 83 in Rio Grande City, 84 in Edinburg, to 81 when you get into Brownsville, and 77 right now on the island. So pretty warm day out there. When you factor in the dew point values in the upper 60s, it makes it feel a few degrees warmer, but not a tremendous change out there. But it is, you can feel the moisture out there. It is a little muggy. When you look across Texas, however, you look to the north, San Antonio's at 70. It's 57 in Midland, 52 in Amarillo. So the farther north you go, the cooler it gets. But that's all courtesy of a very weak cold front that is getting closer and closer to the valley. It's just north of the valley as of right now, so it'll eventually get here later on this evening, and then it'll kind of fizzle out as it moves over the valley. So it's really not going to bring us that temperature change you're seeing to the north. But what it could do is bring us maybe a few showers. A lot of the heavier showers are now kind of exiting Texas, going into basically the bottom half of the boot of Louisiana. Also Mississippi and Alabama going to get some rain this afternoon, and there could be some heavy rain associated with this boundary as it makes its way toward the east. But back here at home, we're not really expecting a whole lot of activity ourselves. When we look at future track, we put the clock in motion starting at noon today, and it'll slowly get here. This system is really going to take its time. It's just going to inch through and then just kind of fizzle out over the valley. But while it is lingering overhead, that's where we get our chance for rain. It'll give us a very small chance for rain, but it will be there. Now, as we head into tomorrow, you'll notice at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's still close enough by, still kind of fizzling out, that we could start to see maybe a few isolated showers tomorrow. Really not a whole lot of rain activity is expected. We have this next cold front behind it, and basically that one will look like it's staying to the north, but actually what's going to happen when you look at future track and we get closer to Friday night, it gets a little bit farther south, bringing slightly cooler weather with it, and then it'll actually pass by early Saturday morning, and it'll give us a nice little temperature dip, but still really no major change, just because this is really not a strong front either. It's not until the middle of next week where we actually get a taste of fall with the next front that'll arrive midweek. So let's take a look at future track back here in the valley. A closer look will give us a better understanding of what we can expect today. This is around noon, and this particular model says that we could start to see a few showers in the lower valley and over in Willacy County, but again, not a whole bunch of widespread activity, but the thing that will be widespread will be the warm, muggy conditions and those clouds. Now, as we head into the overnight hours, this is about 8 o'clock. So this evening, you could see a few rain showers here and there. And again, it may continue overnight. Just a little bit of light rain is expected. And then we could start to see a few more isolated showers early tomorrow morning that could have a little bit heavier rainfall in them, but really not a whole lot of activity is expected for tomorrow. You notice it starts to fizzle out, and basically that's just a few sprinkles left over. So your Thanksgiving forecast looks a lot like this. 83 degrees with otherwise partly sunny skies. We could see a few extra clouds in the first half of the day, and then the second half of the day is when they'll thin out a little bit, but otherwise mainly dry. But like I said, I can't rule out maybe a few sprinkles or a few showers early in the day. We continue to track the tropics, so let's get a look at what Otto is up to down there in the southwestern Caribbean. Still a tropical storm moving west-northwest at about 6 miles per hour. As this storm moves farther west and it gets closer to land, it does have the potential to go into more favorable conditions for it to strengthen back into a Category 1 storm as it approaches Nicaragua and Costa Rica. So that's something that we will be watching early tomorrow morning. And put the future track back in motion, and you see that it moves back out into the Pacific by late day on Friday, and then after that, it really doesn't pose a threat to anyone from there on out. So really no threat here to the valley either. We're just watching that system in case you have interest in Costa Rica or Nicaragua. Looking at the coastal forecast, south-southeast winds at 7 to 13 knots. There's no advisories at this point, just a light chop on the bay. Showers are possible with seas at 2 to 5 feet. Here's your first one 5 7-day forecast. We'll be right back to 83 degrees tomorrow and 80 for your Black Friday shopping forecast. There could be a few showers, so just have your umbrellas on standby. By Saturday, there's your brief cool down. Really not a whole lot, is it? 79 degrees. We'll be back to the mid-80s for Sunday and Monday ahead of the next cold front. And then you'll notice that Tuesday will be a little less humid with temperatures right around 82. Your overnight lows will stay in the mid to low 60s for the next 7 nights. by the middle part of next week, that's where we could get a nice taste of fall. That's your updated First Warn 5 forecast. Stay with us. Channel 5 News at noon. We'll be right back.